एक बार बोलो श्री भगवती देवी माता की जय। शरणम ओम नमश्चंदिकाय ओम ह्रीं श्रीं चंदिकाय नमो नमः। या श्री स्वयं सुकृतिनां भवनेश्वलक्ष्मी पापात्मनं कृतधियां हृदेषु बुद्धि सदा स्वदा पादलपयन्तं तां त्वां नतास्मा मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। ॐ नमः चंद्रिकाय नमो नमः। भगवती देवी माता की जय। सबको सीताराम एवरीवन, सबको सीताराम। जय सीताराम my dear friends, and a warm welcome to each and every one of you this evening. Earlier on, of course, I extended greetings to you on behalf of this family, the Ramsarab family. Most of this young man that joins to celebrate his birthday this evening, and indeed what a glorious way to observe and to upkeep such an auspicious occasion in one's life. Truly blessed are we when we are able to sit for a few moments to worship the Divine Lord. So this evening it is indeed our blessings to the many noble souls amongst us, Sri Nitya Jagwandanji, who is here together with his troop, members of family, loved ones, members of group on stage. The Divine Goddess, of course, is said to be everything for us. In the verses of the Devi Saptashati, she is described Tvam Swaha, Tvam Swadha, Tvam Hi Bashatakadaha. She is described as oblations that are made to the Devas. In the Gita, Bhagavan describes that how men approach me, so shall I favor them. You go half-hearted to God, God is going to return half-heartedness towards you. But if you go with an open heart and an open mind towards Bhagwan, then truly that Lord is going to reciprocate those feelings and open a way for you. I guess perhaps one of the most beautiful epithets of Mahatma Tulsi Ji is when he mentions, of course, the name of Ram as the light that guides us internally and externally. Ram Nama Mani Deepa Daru Jihrade Hari Dwar Tulsi Bhitar Bahidahu Jau Chahas Ujiyar. Blessed indeed is the soul who remembers God, especially on occasions like this. Because you know, my dear friends, without the blessings of Bhagwan, we can't be here. We can only be here because of what is referred to as in the scriptures anugraha, grace, kripa. If one does not have that, even this mortal coil, this existence is never ending. So Bhagwan describes very, very beautifully that Ram Nama Mani Deep Dharu. The name of Ram is like a quintessential diamond, a gem, that when it is chanted, Ram Nam Manidipadu, Jihade Haridwar. You know, if you take a diya and you put it in the doorway, see in the middle of the door frame, you light the diya there. Some of the light will go outside and some of the light will stay inside. So this is Bahar or the Bhitar se. Human beings have the same. Bahar. We have what is called Bahar outside, this physical appearance that is given to us, that is enhanced by nice clothes and perfume and all of these things. But then jo andhere se bhitar jo dekhunga bhitar ko hai, when you look inside, that is what you see. Our true nature is called Swabhava. The lakshan, the makeup of the person is here. That's the inner beauty. So this is what the name of Rama has the power to do. The name of God, not just Ram, but any form of God has the power to enhance that inner beauty, and that is perhaps the most or the more important to us. The external appearance is very good, but what is inside here is what determines who we are. And that can only be enhanced by pure devotion to God. One has to have devotion to God. So when one utilizes momentous occasions like this to celebrate their birth, I know this child small. I taught him at school for 5 years. When he entered Vishnu Boys, when he entered high school, he was a little boy. Not as quiet as he is now, but chul chul. You know his chul chul? And labhesar? Chul chul. You know? And mauti. Anything you tell him, he's quick to respond. And he have a sharp tongue. So anything you tell him, he always had an excuse for us. But in the end, he grew into a... This is the last place I thought I would see him. Sit down and doing puja. When he come and he tell me he want to do puja for his birthday, This is the last place I thought I would see him. And I think all of them except one, right? Or two. You and Jesse, both? Both? The other brother I taught as well. Both brothers I taught in this family. Your parents here? No? Both brothers I taught. They're migrated, yes. Brothers' family lives in the United States now. But I taught both brothers at school. So I know them from pretty young. I know him especially from pretty young. And I must say, of course, it's heartening when young people, especially the younger ones, can sit and do puja and remember God on their birthdays. Because they could, with the amount of influences that there are now, there are a number of ways they could have chosen to celebrate. And one of them, I would have never been invited. And some of us who are vegetarian will never be invited. But I am very proud that he has chosen to do this path and to follow this path. It augurs well, This is one of the prayer that is uttered in the Shiv Puran. That when you ask for blessings from God, it is said the devotee asks for one particular blessing, that when I die and I leave this world, ensure, Lord, that your blessing is transferred unto my family, that one soul remembers your name and uplifts all of us. In Sanskrit we use the term Kul Vriddhi. It is the expansion or the flourishing of a home and a family. So may Bhagwan bless you tremendously. May the Divine Goddess, of course, shower her choicest blessings. Before we begin this evening, and a little bit of the verses of the Devi Saptashati, just one stotra, because he wants to hear more singing, and I will oblige. Just a little bit of a kirtan to the goddess. Devi Sharade Ma, Devi Saraswati Ma, 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 Jagatodadini Ma, Kali Kapalini Ma, Dadini Ma, Kali Kapalini Ma, Oh Jagatodadini Ma, Jagatodadini Ma, Nava Durga Bhavani Ma, Nava Durga Bhavani Ma, शारदे मां देवी सरस्वती मां देवी शारदे काली कपाल में मां काली कपाल में मां नवचंडिका मां नवचंडिका मां जगतोधारिणी मां दुर्गा भवानी मां जगतोधारिणी मां काली कपालिनी मां नव दुर्गा भवानी मां नव दुर्गा भवानी मां नव दुर्गा Same goddess that we worship as Sharda, giver of speech and knowledge. Same goddess, of course, that gives everything onto us. She is described as whole mother. Mother, as Bhajan tells us, of course, Jeevana Geeta Sunate. Whenever you're in trouble, it is Mother that we turn to solve all of our troubles and difficulties. So this is the Devi Bhavani. This is the goddess of the three worlds who is responsible. In the Devi Bhagavatam, Katyayani Mahamaya Bhavani Bhuvaneshwari Sansara Sagare Magnam Dina Mam Karunanidhi Karma Moha Grihitangar Mam Uddhar Bhavarnavata. She is described as Katyayani, the daughter of the great sage by the name of Katyayana. Katyayani Mahamaya. She is the wielder of the illusion that entraps all of us, that causes us to drift off the path. Katyayani Mahamaya Bhavani Bhuvaneshwari. She is Bhavani, goddess of the mountain Bhuvaneshwari. She is the divine creatrix, Jagat Janani. She is the mother of the three worlds, Bhavani Bhuvaneshwari. Sansara Sagare Magnam. This world is described as a never-ending ocean. You know, like when you go to the shores of the ocean, the waves hit the seashore and they are continuous. They never finish. You'll spend a lifetime, but you can never find the end or check the number of waves in the ocean. It's infinite. So this world that we live in is described and equated to such because of the amount of births that we take back and forth. Idhar udhar se. We are going Punadapi Jana, Punapi Mada. Again and again we are going Idhar udhar se. We are going back and forth. So she is Sansagar Sagare Magnam Deenama. Only when her mercy and her grace descends upon his soul, Mam Uddhar, then she uplifts Bhavarnavad out of this cyclic process of birth and death. And this is the solemn prayer that we utter. But Ma, give me everything in this world. Allow me to experience. Allow me to enjoy. But when I leave this world, also allow me to merge into oneness with you. Devi Sharde Ma, Devi Saraswati Ma, Devi Sharde Ma, Devi Saraswati Ma, Jagatodarini Ma, Anandadayani Ma, Jagatodarini Ma, Anandadayani Ma, Navadurga Bhavani Ma, Durga Bhavani Ma, Navadurga Durga Bhavani Ma, Durga Bhavani, Om Namo Durga Bhavani Ma, Durga Bhavani Ma, Om Namo Durga Bhavani Ma, Durga Bhavani Ma, Nava Durga Bhavani Ma, Nava Durga Bhavani Ma, Devi Sharde Ma, Devi Saraswati Ma, Devi Sharde Ma, Devi Saraswati Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai 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 Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. एक बार बोलो श्री भगवती देवी माता की जय शरणम. When the devas are in trouble or they experience difficulties, of course, they go to the divine goddess and they surrender. Even the divine, the celestial beings, they have troubles and difficulties. On one such occasion, of course, when they were overtaken, Rishi कहते हैं, the great Rishi say, पूर्व काल में शुंभ और शुंभुड नाम का असुरो. In times gone by, there were two great demons by the name of Shumb and Nishumba. अपने बल को घमंड आकर सच्ची पटी इंद्र को हाथ में तीनों लोकों के राजा और यज्ञ भाग छीन लिया है. By the power of the gifts that were given to them. Whenever we get a gift in this world, God blesses us with something, we must never ever take advantage of that. Always utilize it for good. What did they do? अपने बल के घमंड. घमंड means someone who became filled with pride. Never, ever, ever should we ever. In beautiful term, Vidyam Chadarati Binayam. The clouds that give water are high up or low down? The clouds that bring forth rain, they high up or they low down? They low. Yes. Vidyam Chadarati Binayam. You know a knowledgeable person because of their humility. Binayam. So घमंडी और सच्ची पति को इंद्र को हाथ तीनों लोक राज और यज्ञ भाग छीन लिया है. When yajna was being performed, yajna bhag means divisions of particular offerings were supposed to go to the devatas. छीन लिया है, and they were taken away and deprived of the devatas. That's an inherent blessing that we must all take full advantage of. Every day light a diya. Every single day say a little prayer for God. Not only one day. Every single day of your life. Every Hindu should have a puja room or puja altar in their house. If you can't build a room, no problem. Make a shelf in a corner of your home. Make a little shelf. If you can't afford to buy a murti, buy a picture. If you can't even afford to buy a picture, the agarbatti pakan them have picture on it, cut out one and stick it up. I went to a home, I saw that. I went to a home, the family couldn't afford, the floor is dirt. They couldn't afford to do puja, they cut out the pictures from the agarbatti pak and they stick it on the wall and they do an arti for that. So we have no excuse not to pray for God, pray to God. Absolutely no excuse. We only look for God in times of distress, difficulties and misery, when it should be the opposite way. Kabir Das tells us that very beautifully. Dukh mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koi, jo sukh mein sumiran kare, to dukh kare koi, jo sumiran sukh kare. That person will look for God in time of happiness. Don't have prolonged sorrow, But we work differently. Only in time when we have trouble, we're looking for God. Bhagwan is not a financial transaction. You cannot make deals with God and say, if you give this, I will give that. You have nothing to give. The very breath that goes in and out of you is dependent upon His grace. The moment that He says time to go up the road, you cannot say extend the visa. You cannot say that. Never try to outsmart God, you can't. Don't think you can fool Him or outsmart Him. One of my uncles, when I was training to become a Pundit, he used to tell a very beautiful story of a king and a gardener. King was very intelligent and knowledgeable, but he thought he could have cheated death. So one day he got news that he's going to die on this particular day. He went to a Jyotish. When the Jyotish cast his horoscope and looked at his Kundalini, the Jyotish said, you're going to die on this day at this time. So he knew that and he kept that at the front of his head. So there was a very poor fellow that used to work for him, a gardener. So he thought to himself, this fella life is not worth much. Sometimes we ascribe that power to ourselves to determine whose life is valuable and whose life is not valuable. That is not our duty either. We don't have that. I cannot judge you. That's not my duty. I didn't give you life. My job is not to judge you. That's for him. That's for the boss upstairs. Every man has to account for his own karma. Teri karma kahani, tere atma bhi jani. Yes. Every soul has their own karma. So he thought that this worker of his life not worth much. He's a poor fella. He doesn't have anything. And if he goes missing, his family wouldn't miss him. So he called the gardener and he told the gardener, he said, you want to be king for a day? But you can imagine, my dear friends, you are nothing in this world and a man come just to pull up and tell you, hey, look a Range Rover, drive na man. You only too happy. So the poor fella thought about it and he said, yes, why not? Why not be king for a day? But you see, when something is not destined for you and you get it, watch it. So then, the king on that day, when the anointed day for his death had come, he made the gardener the king and he became the gardener in an attempt to elude the divine Lord. So the king of death, Yamraj, came. And when he announced his arrival at the kingdom, he asked the gateman, he says, where is the palace located? I want to go to have an audience with the king. So the gateman took a little while to give him an answer. And when the gateman took a little while to give him the answer, he looked at his watch and he said, time is running. And he is here for a soul. A soul is ordained to leave this world today. So he saw the gardener out in front and he told the gardener, he said, time for you to go. Come on, let's go. So the gardener laughed. He said, me to go? The gardener is really the king disguised. He said, me to go? No, and you come for the king? He said, yeah, but I run out of time, so you come, let me go. And he took the life of the gardener. Don't try to cheat God. You can't cheat God. Bhagwan gives us everything. And the day he cuts our lives short, that's it. The morning that we can have the greatest of plans, when he stands up and if that morning he says it is time to go, you have to shelf every plan. And what is he going to look at? What we have done. What have we taken? These arms, these legs, this mouth, these eyes, these ears, what have we done with it? And that's important. Bhagwan does not forbid us anywhere in our scriptures from not attaining wealth or happiness or joys. No, this is recommended. Dharam, Arth, Kam or Moksha Charu Purushartha says. Chatush Purushartham. There are 4 Purushartham. 4 objectives of the life of every human. Dharam, to follow the righteous path. Kam, to work and attain and fulfill our desires. Arth, to acquire wealth. And the last of them, most important, Moksha. That one is the most important. So Bhagwan describes to us Now this is the pursuit. This is the goal of human existence. So when they got to this stage, Raja और यज्ञभाग छीन लगा, they usurped, they took what did not belong to them. वह दोनों को सूर्य चंद्रमा कुबेर यम और काव्य के अधिकारी को उपयोग करने वाले हैं. All of the devotees they came together. और वायु अग्नि की कार्य भी वह ही करने लगे, joined by वायु और अग्नि. और सब देवता को अपमानित राज भ्रष्ट पराजित तथा देवता को अपराजित को देवी की स्मरण करता हूं. Now losing everything and they have nothing, they went to the feet of the divine goddess. अपराजित को देवी स्मरण करते हैं. अपराजित means she who is invincible or he who is invincible. जगदम्बे, ओ goddess, हम लोग को वर दिया कि आपत्ति काल स्मरण करने वाले तुम्हारा सब आपत्ति को तत्काल नाश कर दूंगा है. You are a goddess that removes imminent, unforeseen troubles. You know, in your life you plan for everything. Most of us, we plan for everything that we want to do in our lives. But there are some moments that occur in our lives unforeseen. We do not anticipate or we do not plan for it. And moments of misfortune, moments of difficulty, that is called apatikal. The moments that we don't plan for. The incidental moments that take place in our lives that result in distress and pain and difficulties and disappointment. In the Satyanarayan Katha, it's called Dukh, Shok or Shamanasai. It's classified into 3 different categories. Dukh, Shok and Shaman. 3 different classifications of misery. So those that come to us that we do not anticipate, like death. No one is sure that we are uncertain when the moment of death is going to come. And when it comes, it evokes great disappointment and sorrow in our hearts. So this is the आपत्ति काल. तुम्हारा सब आपत्ति तत्काल नाश कर दूंगा. You are the one who destroys the misery that arises out of these moments of misfortune. And she gave to them a beautiful prayer which they recited. And it's a prayer that most of us are familiar with. We are familiar with a number of the verses in them. So this evening, of course, as we join with this young man, Iti Kritva Matim Devi Himavantam Nageshwaram. They went to Himavantam, to the Himanchal, the peaks of Himanchal Parvat. Jagatam Ustatra Tato Devim Vishnu Mayam Pratushtuvuhu. And they began to eulogize the divine goddess. Namo Deve Mahadeve Shivaya Satatam Namah. Namaha Prakrite Bhatraya Niyata Pranata Swatam. Rodrai Namo Nitya Gaure Datre Namo Namah. Jyotsnaya Chindarupinyai Shukaya Shatatam Namah. Kalyane Pranatam Vridye Siddhye Namo Kurmo Namo Namah. Naidate Bhovritam Lakshmi Sarvanyate Namo Namah. Durgaye Durga Paraye Saraye Sarvakaranye. Kyate Tateva Krishnaye Dhumraye Satatam Namah. Ati Saumyati Ratraye Natastas Namo Namah. Namo Jagat Pratishtaye Deve Kritye Namo Namah. This is the part that you will be unfamiliar with. But there is a part now that you are familiar with. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Vishnu Maiti Shaptita. Everyone. Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Nitya Vidhiyate. Everyone. Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Bhuti Rupena Samsrita. Namastasya 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 Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Nitya नेत्रारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः बोलो या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शुद्धारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शुद्धारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै नमो नमः बोलो या देवी सर्वभूतेषु कृष्णारूपेण संस्थिता बोलो नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः बोलो या देवी सर्वभूतेषु जातिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लज्जारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः बोलो या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः बोलो या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः बोलो या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु स्मृतिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः बोलो या देवी सर्वभूतेषु पुष्टिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः बोलो या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः या देवी सर्वभूतेषु भ्रान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः बोलो इन्द्रियाणामधिष्ठात्री भूतानां चक्रेषु यः भूतेषु सततं तस्मै व्याप्तिदेवे नमो नमः चितिरूपेण कृत्स्नं एतद्व्याप्यश्रित जगत् नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः बोलो नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः स्तुतः सुरय पूर्वे विश्वं संत्रयामते सुरेन्द्रेण दिनेश सेविता करोते यसानु शुभतेश्वरे शुभानि अभिवन्तु चापदा या सम्प्रतां चोददैतपितैरसाभिनीश च सूर्यनमस्यते या च स्मृत्वा तक्षणमेवन्ति न सर्वपादो भक्तिभिन्नं मूर्ति आपत्सुमग्न स्मरणं त्वदीयं करोमि दुर्गे करुणारवेशे नैता च तत्त्वं मम भावयेत क्षुधा तृषाता जननीं स्मरन्ते ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विच्चे ॐ ऐं ह्रीं क्लीं चामुण्डाय विच्चे चामुण्डाय विच्चे भगवती देवी दुर्गा माता की उमापति महादेव की जय. I want to pass over, of course, to the president of the Mandir, Navin. He has a little program that he has put together to celebrate and to honor, of course, this young man as well as specially invited guests. So I want to invite him for a few moments to address us, and upon conclusion we will have final havan and our closing.
Jai Sitaram. Pundit Navin, Omadath Maharaj, officiating Pundit this evening. I'd just like to congratulate him in his ascension to the president of the Pundit's Parishad of the Sanatana Dharma Mahasabha. And I think we could give him a round of applause for that. Let's show appreciation. Now we have a lot of respect for Pundit. He has a lot of chelas in our village, and he does a lot of yags in around the area. The Jagram family, the Ram Sundar family. So, Panditji, welcome. And we expect a lot of great things from you now that you're in a high position like this. I'd also like to welcome our visiting delegation, Mr. Mark Ramdeen. He's a cultural activist, and I have met Mr. Ramdeen through our Hindu chat. We have a World Hindu chat where we meet and greet and share our concerns with in this WhatsApp chat. And I was very fortunate to be part of that. So, Mr. Mark Ramdeen is also a businessman. He is from New York City. We also have Pandit Nitin Jagbandhan, President of the Sanatana Dharma Mahasabha of Suriname. Panditji is in a mood where he would like to unite all the Hindus from the Caribbean. And in doing so, he is also meeting with all the Hindu leaders, not only in Trinidad, but also in the Caribbean. So, without any ado, I would like to welcome Pandit Nitin Jagbandhan to give us some words of encouragement and inspiration. Panditji.
Hari Om. Devi Tvam Bhakta Sulabhe Sarvakarya Vidhayini लौहिकार्यसिद्ध्यर्थम् उपायं ब्रूहि यत्नतः दुर्गे स्मृता हरसि भीतिमशेषजन्तो स्वस्थेय स्मृता मतिमतीव मदासि दारिद्र्य दुःखभयहारिणी का त्वदन्या सर्वोपकारकरणाय चित्रा ॐ शरणागत दीनार्थ परित्राणपरायणे सर्वस्यार्ति हरे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ॐ सर्वाबाधा प्रशमनं त्रैलोक्यस्याखिलेश्वरी एवमेव त्वया कार्यमस्मद्वैरी विनाशनम्। प्रेम से बोलिए अति शक्तिशाली दुर्गा माता की जय। पूज्यपात व्यास जी महोदय, the fourth president of the priest council of the Sanatana Mahasabha, Trinidad, Pundit Navin Omadath ji, all Pundits, all other Brahmins, the Yajman whose birthday we are celebrating today, I think the 27th birthday. President of this Mandir, Bhai Vain Lalchand ji, आए हुए जन समुदाय, all the persons that are here in this Mandir, and very great bhajan samaj, very great bhajan samaj. My brother, Bhai Mark Ramdeen from New York, his wife, his two daughters, Dr. Bisram, my wife, the youngest Pracharika of Sanatana Dharma Mahasabha Suriname Sunaina Mohanji, all bhakts, devotees. I must tell you that it's beyond my comfort zone to talk in English. हाँ जी, हम सूरीनाम में केवल हिंदी में ही बात करते हैं, संस्कृत में पाठ करते हैं न, और डच भी बोल देते हैं. We also, like the Pundit did the katha in English. But I'm very proud of one thing, Panditji. I want to begin with this. Hanji, I want to begin with this. Wednesday, when I came to Trinidad, in the flight, there was a group of people of Trinidad. They were part of the Indo-Caribbean tour. And Bhai Mark was setting all the things together, but I asked them, do you have a contact? I asked Dr. Kumar Mahavir, do you have a contact to Sanatana Dharma Mahasabha Trinidad? Yes, President. Of course, I will have a number for you. And he apped the number of Pandit Navin to me. So I apped him, and just 2 days ago, we've met by app. And by the blessings of the Devi Devtas, I am in front of him. So hoi jo soi Ram rachi rakha, ko karai tark badhavai sakha. We don't we think that we decide our life. That's not true. Everything is set by Bhagavan. And how Bhagavan decided that I've met Bhai Mark Randin and Dr. Vishnu Bishram and Bhai Wayne. So he decided that I would meet you. And I want to thank you for your very, very great katha. Everything of everyone talks about one thing. Trinidad does not have the Hindi anymore. And beyond India, there are 4 countries only where Hindi is preserved. Mauritius, Fiji, Nepal, and Suriname. But like Pundit said, Ghamant mat kijiye. He started with a katha of Shumb and Nishumb. They got ignorance, Ghamand. And what happened after that? Goddess Devi, उनका संहार कर दिया, उनको मार दिया. They were killed. So हम इस पर घमंड नहीं करते हैं. We don't have that ignorance that we preserve the Hindi. Because you see Pandit, he read in Hindi fluently. And you know what the main thing is? Yes, we have to preserve it. Hindi, there is a relation between bhasha and civilization. If you lose your language, mother tongue, you can lose your civilization. That's true. But on the other hand, because a coin has 2 parts. And one of the parts is, in Shri Ramcharitmanas, Bhagavan says, Jiski rahi. Bhajan Samaj? Jiski rahi भावना जैसी जिसकी रही भावना जैसी प्रभु मूरत देखा तिन तैसी. जिसकी जैसी भावना होती है, not the language is on the first place, and how you do the rituals. If you sit 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, no. The most important thing is what? Bhavana. What is bhavana? How you do it, with which feeling you are doing it. With love, you have to do the puja. So the bhasha is not that. Jiski rahi bhavana jaisi, Prabhu Murat dekha tin taisi. How your bhavana will be? From that, Bhagwan will give you the blessings. If you will be krodhit, you will do the puja with anger, you will get anger. You will do the puja with greed, not offering too much chandan, hold it for tomorrow. You know, you have that kind of people. Do it with open heart. So the bhavana is very, very important. But I'm not here to give you lecture. No. But you know, I'm now the president of Sanatana Mahasabha Suriname. For 25 years, I did 24/7 Karmakand, and Pandit Omadath brought me back in my old times. So now I want to give the katha also. But I'm not for that here. We are here. I'm with Bhai Mark Ramdin, brought me his idea. Pandit, he came to Suriname 2-3 months ago when the President of India visited Suriname. Who is she? President of India? Mrs. Draupadi Murmu ji. So she came in our temple, the Sanatana Mahasabha Suriname, where Mark was there. Dr. Bishram, you know, I want to tell this. Today I've heard that he has 4 PhD titles. That's the first person that I ever met in my life. 4 PhDs. Dr. Bishram, living in New York, but frequently in Trinidad and in Guyana. मैं आपको नमस्कार करता हूँ. But initially, Mark's idea, let's make all the Hindu organizations in the Caribbean, let me make one body embodiment, and let's work on the Indian Hindu diaspora. Everything, every person, every organization is doing his job. But if we bound together, we merge together, ekta mein bal hai, in unity, we have the power, then we will get something else. So, I'm here, I've met a lot of stakeholders. I'm going to meet Sanatana Mahasabha Suriname, the Dharmacha. I've already met with Sanatana Dharam. You are the priest council president. I think I've met you first by app, but also met Swaha, also met the Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangh, the president, also the president of NCIC. We're having ISKCON tomorrow and a lot on the program, and we hope that we can fulfill this wish, Panditji. We can't be 100% on the same line. We have to be realistic because we all are small, large. Na? Sabhi to hum atma hai, we are souls. But our embodiment, our body differs from each other. हाँ तो थोड़ा थोड़ा अलग है, पर फिर भी हम आत्मा की दृष्टि में एक है. But we have to try this and work together, work for the Hindu, work for the Hindutva, because Hindus are facing a lot of problems at this time, thinking about conversion that we also have in Suriname, also have in Trinidad, I think, all over the world. And if we bound together, we can work together and make the Hindutva be promoted, be preserved. So from here, I want to stress my hands out to all organizations. I'm also having a meeting with the Dharmacharya Pandit Parasram. I think it's Sunday, 9 o'clock. So that's my message. And at the end, I want to talk more, but we have to meet and greet with each other. जन्मदिन के अवसर पर मैं आपको बधाइयाँ दे रहा हूँ. In Dutch we say hartelijk gefeliciteerd. I don't understand that. And I want to stress out something. Maybe no one focused on this, but in the Vedas we have a discipline called Jyotish. What is Jyotish? Astrology and astronomy. Numerology, numerology. What's the date of today? Today is the 18th of August. Yes. And we are celebrating his 27th. So in Jyotish, there is a formula. You have to count it. 1 plus 8, today is 18th August. 1 plus 8 is 9. He's celebrating his 27th birthday. 2 plus 7 is 9. Pandit did the katha. About who? About Durga Mata, and he sang a very beautiful song. You know what my wife told me? You never sing this song. She told me, Bhagavati ki aapne katha ki hai. And Bhagavati, Sanatan Dharma is the only living dharma on this planet that bids to God to Bhagwan in a form of a woman. Give me an example. Where do you find this? In Christianity? What do you have in Christianity? God the Father, God the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We tell it in Dutch, God the Father, God the Zoon, God the Heilige Geest. There is no God in the form of the mother or the sister. In the Quran also, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Ya ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasul. Only Sanatan Dharma. That's why we are very unique. So the 9 is the greatest number, the biggest number in numerology. The biggest number is 9. 9 is the biggest number. So 9 means Purnanga, a new beginning for you. I heard that you are the secretary of this Mandir. I was also the secretary of the priest council before I became president. And the secretary has very big responsibility. So, Antame, I want to end my speech here. I'm talking too much. I want to say a mantra as a blessing. Ayushka Maha Yashaska Maha Putra Pautra Tasaivacha Arogyam Dhanakamascha Sarve Kama Bhavantu Te. Meaning, Ayush Kamaha, you may be 100 years. The Vedas tell, Jive Masharadaha Shatam. So I think that I will be alive. I can be your guest when you become 100. Ayushkam Ishaskamah, may you get famous. Putra Pautra Sathaivachaha. Are you married? Not married?
Not yet, but soon.
Jaldi se tumhara vivah ho jaye and you may get children.
Grandchildren.
Putra Pautra Sathaivachaha. Pundit talked about Kul Vriddhi, no? Ayushkam Ishaskamah, Putra Pautra Sathaivachaha. Arogyam, may you be healthy. Dhanakamascha, be wealthy. And at the end, Sarve Kama Bhavantu Te, may all your wishes come true. Dhanyavad.
We'd like to make a presentation to Punditji on this day of Jason's birthday. Punditji, on behalf of the Mandir, we'd like to present this day.
Swasti na puka vishvaveda Swasti nastaksho arishthanemi Swasti no brihaspati dadatu.
At the same time, we would like to make a presentation to Mr. Mark Ramdeen. The author of these books that we are going to present it is here also. He has autographed the books here. So I'd like to call on Mr. Dulal Chand Hanuman Singh to present to Mr. Mark Ramdeen collection of his own book. And you will see yours truly featured in some of the pages in that book. The first person who presented the gift to our Punditji was Mr. Naipal Ranjit Singh. And if you look at the Mandir, how beautiful it is dressed today, it is because of Mr. Naipal Ranjit Singh. He has a taste for beauty. And Jason is blessed today. I would say so because Pundit mentioned it before. Jason's entire family resides in United States of America. And Jason is here. And Jason put together this function with the support of his extended family. And you have to be great, because to put forward a Ramayana like this magnitude, is not an easy thing. So we would like to add to that blessing also. I'll call on Anil. Anil and I had put forward something to Jason. Jason is like a trailblazer. He makes his own road and his path. He was working and he decided, here what? I'm going to start my own business. And he started his own business and he started doing well. So we didn't know what to do for Jason. So we decided, here what? The God of the removal of obstacle is who? And we decided to go and get one. So I like Jason to just stand, and Pundit, if you could recite the mantra for us.
Srishate Lakshmi Shapatkanya Bahodatre Pashe Nakshatrani Rupamashvino Vyatamikannakanamo Maikan Sarvalokam Maikanam Gaudinandana Gaudavarna Varna Sringada Lambodara Sindura Chitidika Chindravadano Padodano Puno Garano Lambe Vilamma Ganda Vilasatakante Chamuktavani Sri Vigneshwara Vigna Banjan Karo Kodiyata Sada Mangalam. Ganapati Ganesha Bhagavan ki.
So we are all about almost to conclude this evening. We have the birthday cake, but we'll do it after. So we'll hand over back to Punditji. And we have a special guest singer today, Mr. Mukesh Kolai, who would serenade Jason as when we were about to cut the cake. So, Punditji, over to you.
एक बार बोलो श्री भगवती देवी माता की जय. Indeed, of course, we are very blessed. भैया हिंदी को बात करते हैं, मैं ही समझाऊं, और डच और हिंदी से मैं सभी ने के समझा. And what he is saying is so true, that we have preserved the dharma. You know, we have taken dharma को ख्याल रख देंगे. सिर्फ भाषा थोड़ा से, you know, इस घर से उस घर से थोड़ा से समझा, थोड़ा के लोग की बात समझे नहीं है. हाँ, that most of us have lost the Hindi. We only in few homes and families we are fortunate to preserve it. I am fortunate because my father speaks it. मेरे पिताजी उस पंडित हैं, कर्मकांड है सर. सब मेरे घर से मेरे पिता बोलते हैं, मेरी माता और पिता की बोलते हैं, परदादा की बोलते हैं. So आप में सिखाए हैं. You know, I am able to learn it because of my mother and my father. My mother cannot speak. माता की बोलते नहीं है, but समझा सब है. She understands everything, but she does not speak. But my father, he speaks fluently, and growing up in a home, in it, and that's what he is saying. We have lost it, and especially, you know, छोटा पंडित से के हिंदी बात की करते नहीं है, प्रवचन के हिंदी बात की नहीं बातें हैं, हाँ, इंग्लिश की बातें हैं, अपने के घर से डच की बात. You know, the younger pundits, they speak English, which is good, but you must understand this. इस हमारा परंपरा है, इस वेद कहते हैं, the Vedas are still written, शास्त्र की कहते हैं, संस्कृत और हिंदी की पढ़ते हैं. We must be able to read and understand this. And this is why I keep telling my fellow younger pundits, learn this. Whereas the day you stand in front of a crowd to speak, and you cannot say, जैसे मेरे भैया से दुर्गे स्मृत हर्षि भीते मशेष जंतो, वो सप्तशती के श्लोक है ना, हाँ, ज्ञानी नाम अपि चेतांसि देवी भगवती ही सा बलादाकृष्य मोहाय महामाया प्रयच्छति. वो सप्तश्लोकी की भगवती देवी माता के श्लोक है. Every day we supposed to recite. Sarva Bada Pashabanam, same. Sarva Surupe Sarveshe Sarva Shakti Samanvite Bhebesrayino Devi Durge Devi Namostute. This is the beauty that when you meet a brother in Dharma, mere bhai ki Dharma se, and you can chant this, then you know your Dharma is in safe hands. Then you know, and this is why I appeal to the younger Pundit. Wait and tell me I have a job. I don't know how I'll do that. Because get these fellas to understand that Bishram Dada is sitting in the back there. We learn music together. You know? But this is the foundation of Panditai. This is the foundation of it. If you cannot do this, don't matter how good you could sing. I can sing my heart out from now until next year. और हमारा देश भारत देश में ही चला गया है और हिंदी बात की करते नहीं हैं. They will not acknowledge me for what I am. This is your identity. सबको पहचान है. We are recognized by this and don't lose it. Teach the younger ones. I have two godchildren who are doctors, girls. One is in Ireland, and I told her, I said, learn Hindi. It took her 2 months. She said, NASA open scholarship when it took her 2 months, and she learned it and come back. And how do you think she learned it fast? ZTV. Looking at ZTV and listening to the speaking, she learned it. And I have another one who is my godchild. She's on the border of becoming a specialist, and I told her, just about 2 weeks ago, I gave her the Hindi alphabet, and I said, learn it, because she can read. I gave her something in Hindi, and she started to read, so I said, learn it. Learn it. Don't be ashamed of your language. उसमें भाषा है, शर्माएंगे नहीं है. This is our language, this is our identity, this is who we are. Yeah, he said, but they speak Dutch, I can't even speak Dutch. They're multilingual. When you go to France, what do you speak? French, bonjour. So this is language. Not only lote hain or lote hain, that is only part of the Hindi. Lote bauji. Mor tod and lava milao. You know, that's only part of the Hindi beta. That is not the Hindi, learn your language. You have to know that, and especially he mentioned it. Who's Karamkandi hai na? Karamkandi ke Brahman karte hain. Yes, Karamkandi must know the language. This is your strength. This is what makes you Pandit. Jaise Pandit Veda Vihina, Vaise Purusha Hari Nama Bina. A Pandit is known because of his knowledge of the Vedas. Jaise Pandit Veda Vihina, Taise Purusha Hari Nama Bina. Sumiran kar le मेरे मना तेरी बीती उम्र हरे नाम पंची पंख बिना हस्ती दंत. Bird is called bird because he have wing, but the day he don't have a wing, he can't call he a bird, he call he what? The wings, he flap, that is hasti dant bina. Elephant is called elephant because he have dant, he have trunk. So too Pandit is called Pandit because Ved ke gyan hai, because he have knowledge of the Veda. The day he does not have that, Pandit ki nahi. So learn your language. Thank you bhaiya. You know, इस देश में धर्म को पक्का है. हाँ, धर्म को पक्का है. और मेरे दादा, सब लोग के दादा, परदादा, नाना, नानी, you know, हिंदी बात को मूल है. They held on to the dharma. वो धर्म के मूल है, and that is what we are reaping. This जवान है. You know, this is what we are reaping. So thank you so much for your visit. It's indeed beautiful. My dear friends, having brought all of this here, let us all stand as we have Purna Pata and then Aarti. Hari Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shivadatri Swaha Swadha Namostute. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Sarvam Vai Purnavam Swaha. Om Vaso Pavitramase Shatadadam Vaso Pavitramase Sasadadam देवष्टवा सविता पुनतो वसो पवित्रेण शतदातेन सुप्वकामदुक्ष स्वाहा वसोभ्यो नमो नमः। ओम शन्नो देवद्भिष्ट आपो भवन्तु पीतये शन्यो रवे स्रवन्तु नः। सप्तते अग्ने समिधा सप्तजिह्व सप्तऋषे सप्तदान प्रियाणि सप्तहोत सप्तदा त्वयजन्ते सप्तयोनिरपुनस्वाकृतेन स्वा इदं अग्ने इदं नमः। ओम तत्सत् श्री ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु श्री विष्णवे नमः श्री विष्णवे नमः श्री विष्णवे नमो नमः। ओम यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि तानि प्रदक्षिणं पदे पदे जयम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी। मांग सिंदूर विराजत मृग मज को मैया ती को मृग मज को उज्ज्वल से दो नैना उज्ज्वल से दो नैना चंद्र बदनी को ओम जय अम्बे गौरी। कनक समान कलेवर रक्तांबर राजै मैया रक्तांबर राजै रक्त पुष्प कलमाला रक्त पुष्प कलमाला कंदन पर सारे ओम जय अम्बे गौरी। के हरिवान राजत गंग कपर धारी मैया गंग कपर धारी। सुर नर मुनि जन देवत सुर नर मुनि जन देवत जिनके दुख हारी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी। आनंद कुंडल शोभित नासाते मोती मैया नासाते मोती। कोटिक चंद्र दिवाकर कोटिक चंद्र दिवाकर समराजत जोनी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी। शुंभ निशुंभ बिदारे महिषासुर गाती मैया महिषासुर गाती। धूम्र विलोचन नैना धूम्र विलोचन नैना विष्णु मद मही ओम जय अम्बे गौरी जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी ओम जय अम्बे गौरी। चंद मुंद सनादित शोणित बीज हरे मैया शोणित बीज हरे। मधु कह कब तुम्हारे, मधु कह कब तुम्हारे सुरमय हीन करे। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, जय अम्बे गौरी, मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत, तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत हर ब्रह्मा शिव जी। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, ब्रह्माणी रोदानी, तुम कमला रानी, मैया तुम कमला रानी। आगम निगम बखानी, आगम निगम बखानी, तुम शिव पत रानी। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत, तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत हर ब्रह्मा शिव जी। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, गौरत योगिनी गावत, नृत्य करत भैरो, मैया नृत्य करत भैरो। बाजत ताल मृदंग, बाजत ताल मृदंग और बाजत डमरू। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, जय अम्बे गौरी, मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत, तुमको निश दिन ध्यावत हर ब्रह्मा शिव जी। ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, ओम जय अम्बे गौरी, जय अम्बे गौरी। हाँ, दोनों एक है, ऊंचे नीचे के नहीं है। हाँ, right where we stand by difference, we clasp hands, close eyes, and we bow our heads as we seek the grace and blessings. Hari Om Namaschandikaya Yadaksharam Param Brashtam Matrayinam Chayatave Tat Sarvam Chamyatam Devi Prasida Parameshwari Durge Durga Vinashini Maya Hari Mata Bhayadini Kamakshi Girija Uma Bhagavate Vageshwari Yogini Vande Bhairavi Sulalata Siddheshwari Renuka Vadahi Vardayini Girisuta Puryat Sada Mangalam Avahanam न जानami Visarjanam Pujam Chaiva न जानami Shamasva Parameshwari Asatoma Satakamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorama Amritam Gamayo Tvamev Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om गणपति गणेश भगवान की, आदि शक्ति नव दुर्गा जगदम्बा माता की, उमापति महादेव की, अयोध्यापति राजा रामचंद्र की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सत्य सनातन धर्म की, साधु के दंडवत सकल पंच के जय जय सीताराम। आराम से बैठिए। May you all take your seats, my dear friends, right where you sit. Aarti, Prasad, Charanamrit, meals have been especially prepared for you. We invite you to stay along. There is some beautiful singing, of course, that will take place this evening to honor the celebratory guest, our chief celebrant this evening, as well as, of course, each and everyone. We want to say God's blessings to you. Thank you so much for being here. To this wonderful group of troop that has visited from Suriname, indeed it's our pleasure to have you here. And we do hope, of course, that you return to join with us in time again. Avahit Sustanam Gachantu.
Just in one, two. But Navin, they would like to take out a photo shoot here with you. So meals have been prepared for all. So at the end of this little proceeding here, we'll go across to the another building there, and we'll have dinner together. In the meanwhile, I'm going to introduce our guest speaker, our guest artist this evening. But before I do that, I would just like to thank everyone for coming and making this day a special day for Jason. And two, we are also having our Sunday morning service from 8 to 9:30. Invited everyone to come. And we have Pundit Bishram Siudat here with us, and he's our resident Pundit for that function. Also, we have a little photo shoot going on. So, and we'll have the cutting of the cake. I see the lighter is going on there, so we are about to start the cutting of the cake. So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome our good friend, a former colleague of mine, and he's still there. I'd like to introduce Mr. Mukesh Kolai, a very talented young man, and he has a lot of way to go also. Mr. Mukesh Kolai.
Namaste, Sitaram. Good evening, everybody. Let's have a round of applause for the birthday boy. बार बार दिन ये आए ये गाए, बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिल ये गाए, तू जिए हजारों साल ये मेरी है आरज़ू। हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू, हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू, हैप्पी बर्थडे जैसन, हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू। बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिल ये गाए, बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिल ये गाए, तू जिए हजारों साल ये मेरी है आरज़ू। हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू, ओहो हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू, आहा हैप्पी बर्थडे टू Jason, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, oh, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to Jason, happy birthday to you. Everything else I got.
Like VLC or Winamp or anything else something visible?
I know.
Oh. Because it looked like the software freezing now.
Nothing.
Nothing coming in. It's not. But is the same thing I was using all the time?
Nothing?
How many next one?
Oh yeah, Bluetooth. Bluetooth है ना? Yeah, karaoke. Era para karaoke. Oye, ¿no? Change the color. Which one? Get out. Technology, right? Technology, right? See. Come shoot up. Ready? They're going. मेरा जीवन कोरा कागज कोरा ही रह गया, मेरा जीवन कोरा कागज कोरा ही रह गया, जो लिख था, जो लिखा था आंसुओं के संग बह गया। मेरा जीवन कोरा कागज कोरा ही रह गया। एक हवा का झोंका आया, हो एक हवा का झोंका आया, टूटा डाली से फूल, टूटा डाली से फूल। ना पवन की ना चमन की, किसकी है ये भूल, किसकी है ये भूल। खो गई खुशबू हवा में, कुछ न रह गया। मेरा जीवन कोरा कागज कोरा ही रह गया। उड़ते पंछी खाती खाना, उड़ते पंछी खाती खाना, मेरा न कोई जहां, मेरा न कोई जहां। ना डगर है ना खबर है, जाना है मुझको कहाँ, जाना है मुझको कहाँ। बन के सपना हम सफर का साथ रह गया। मेरा जीवन कोरा कागज कोरा ही रह गया। जो लिखा था आंसुओं के संग बह गया। मेरा जीवन कोरा कागज कोरा ही रह गया, कोरा ही रह गया।
Thank you.
रात कली एक ख्वाब में आई और गले का हार हुई। रात कली एक ख्वाब में आई और गले का हार हुई। सुबह को जब हम नींद से जागे आँख तुम्हीं से चार हुई। रात कली एक ख्वाब में आई और गले का हार हुई। चाहे कहो इसे मेरी मोहब्बत, चाहे हसीने उड़ा दो। ये क्या हुआ मुझको खबर नहीं, हो सके तुम ही बता दो। चाहे कहो इसे मेरी मोहब्बत चाहे हंसी में उड़ा दो। ये क्या हुआ मुझको खबर नहीं, हो सके तुम ही बता दो। तुमने कदम तो रखा जमीन पर, सीने में क्यों झनकार हुई। रात कली एक ख्वाब में आई और गले का हार हुई। आँखों में काजल और लतों में खाली घटा का बसेरा। सावली सूरत मोहनी मूरत, सावन रुत का सवेरा। आँखों में काजल और लतों में खाली घटा का बसेरा। सावली सूरत मोहनी मूरत, सावन रुत का सवेरा। जब से ये मुखड़ा दिल में खिला है, दुनिया मेरी गुलजार हुई। रात कली एक ख्वाब में आई और गले का हार हुई। तो हसीनों के महाजबीनों के होते हैं रोज नजारे, पर उन्हें देख के देखा है जब तुम्हें, तुम लगे और भी प्यारे। यूं तो हसीनों के महाजबीनों के होते हैं रोज नजारे, पर उन्हें देख के देखा है जब तुम्हें, तुम लगे और भी प्यारे। बाहों में ले लूं ऐसी तमन्ना, एक नई कई बार हुई। रात कली एक ख्वाब में आई और गले का हार हुई। सुबह को जब हम नींद से जागे, आँख तुम्ही से चार हुई। रात कली एक ख्वाब में आई और गले का हार हुई। Thank you very much. रिमझिम गिरे सावन, सुलग सुलग जाए मन। भीगे आज इस मौसम में, लग कैसी अगन। रिमझिम गिरे सावन, सुलग सुलग जाए मन। भीगे आज इस मौसम में, लग कैसी अगन। रिम झिम गिर सावन। जब घुंघरुओं सी बजती है बूंदे, अरमां हमारे पल के नमूंदे। जब घुंघरुओं सी बजती है बूंदे, अरमां हमारे पल के नमूंदे। कैसे देखे सपने नयन, सुलग सुलग जाए मन। भीगे आज इस मौसम में, लग कैसी अगन। रिम झिम गिर सावन। महफिल में कैसे कह दे किसी से, दिल बंद रहा है किसी अजनबी से। महफिल में कैसे कह दे किसी से, दिल बंद रहा है किस अजनबी से। हाय करे अब क्या जतन, सुलग सुलग जाए मन। भीगे आज इस मौसम में, लग कैसी अगन। रिम झिम गिर सावन, सुलग सुलग जाए मन। भीगे आज इस मौसम में, लग कैसी अगन। रिम झिम गिर सावन।